Urban Decay section gets worse and worse. And now that we have this war with Russia and Ukraine, and we have to pretend to care about Ukraine and all this stuff, this is really, it's more jarring because we look at these cities and what's happening in our own country, and then everyone's talking about Ukraine, some place we never even talked about.
Yeah, we were talking about this before the show. I have a triage. It's like if America is a hospital patient, it's like, okay, he's got a head wound. He's bleeding from his leg. He's this. And then there's some guy named Mike who's also hurt 20 blocks down the street.
Yeah.
It's like Ukraine and stuff. Like, I'm worried about our border, inflation, crime in the inner cities, this type of urban decay. You want me to play it?
Yeah. So this is just a drive-by of Seattle.
Oh.
And this is just, we can just play that in the background. That's just kind of what's going on in one of our, a high-end city. It used to be.
I mean, Microsoft is there. Boeing is in Seattle or near Seattle.
And that's what it looks like. It's a zombie wasteland. But we need to focus on Ukraine because some people there are getting shot or just who knows what's even going on. We'll get to that.
Wheelchair. There's the guys with the heroin lean.
Lots of heroin leans, lots of frozen zombie people in one of our great cities. Lots of businesses with this in front of their business.
Yeah. Imagine. And then there's like an open market where there's like meat and Tide and shit that's all been stolen from retail stores.
Yeah.
That they're selling on their little open market.
Moving on, we have a...
Like, that's a full Dyson vacuum.
Just out and about.
You got to sell that. You can't vacuum up your little tent. You can't vacuum the street.
Moving on, New York City for the next couple. Look at this story that came up. This is probably, if I had to pick, like, what's the worst thing that could happen to me that didn't involve death, it would be pretty much this.
Yeah, so guy walking off a subway train, only one person waiting. He's opening a bag. Boom.
And what's in the bag?
Human shit. He's rubbing it all over this kind of chunky lady's face. She was just sitting there. She's just a low-level commuter.
Who's taking like a bus or a train or something.
Shit in her face for no reason, random attack. Which is like a prison type thing. It's like you throw your shit at the guard.
What do you do after that? You don't get on the train.
You immediately have to either get on the train, start walking home, or immediately look for help. Like, where's a hose?
No one's going to help.
Where's a spigot?
And then you have to get hosed down in February in New York City, which is just a bad idea.
Oh, my God.
I didn't
even think about that.
I would probably take off my jacket, get as much off as I could, dump the jacket, get a water bottle, take off my shirt, water bottle, wipe as much as I could off of my face, out of my mouth. And then I would probably get on the train, go home, take a hot shower, and then hopefully never remember that again. That's like pretty much as bad as it could get for an experience.
That's also the second street rat shit scenario I've heard. Some other lady got a bucket dumped on her head one time.
In LA.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So this is something we have lived in some sketchy places, and we're on the lookout for this type of stuff. Like, obviously, it's not coming every day or stuff like that. But we lived in New York together. We lived in LA together. We have something called STP, which is slit throat patrol, which means someone coming up on you might slit your throat or do something equally bad, like dump shit on you. And we first used it when we were taking the subway in New York, and it was always the fear of getting double hand pushed onto the tracks.
Yeah, so we have like a 1 through 5 STP scale, 5 being like there's a sketchy guy coming towards us, 1 being
threat imminent.
1 being you're in an open field and everything's fine. And whenever you're a 1, it automatically jumps to a 3 because you can never be a 1 because that's when you get got.
You're too comfortable. Yeah.
So if someone's coming up on you, we go STP, STP. So just so you know, someone's coming, maybe it's sketchy. And it alerts your friends. We recommend you guys do it. Everyone has their own little lingo on their cruise.
Yeah.
But STP, slit throat patrol.
Slit throat patrol. Always be looking.
Is always, and that's why this will never happen to me because when that guy's walking up, I have eyes on him as soon as he's in range, as soon as I can see him.
And once again,
and I'm assuming he's going to maybe come put dump on me.
Yeah.
Like that's how I operate in cities like New York and LA. Like I'm just assuming the worst and here he comes and he starts leaning forward and then bam, good thing I was at a 4 to a 5.
Yeah.
Boom, de-escalate to a 3. I'm on the train, the guy's gone. Like that's how it would go down.
Yep. It's a heist. And so, yeah. And I mean, hey, guys like this, they don't attack big guys like you. They don't attack the guy who's 6'4" or whatever. They attacked the sitting, kind of chubby, like middle-aged woman.
who was on her phone looking down, like stuffed in a jacket.
Yeah. So good luck to everybody who's a middle of the road, non-physical threat, because you can get victimized at any moment in stupid cities like this. This guy was arrested. I look forward to monitoring his parole and release and sentencing, because I'm sure he's going to be back on the street in no time.
Exactly. He will be.
Oh, well, because it was non-violent. It wasn't exactly violent. They'll find some stupid excuse to get this guy back out there.
And then there was an article, why renting NYC one-bedroom apartment's a bad idea.
Yeah.
And it's like, without even reading the article.
I don't need this article.
We could kind of just tell you. Number one, it costs $4,500 a month to rent it.
Yeah.
Number two, the poop face attacks are not off the table. We just went over that. Number three, you need to be vaccinated. Everyone's got to be vaccinated to do anything. Mm-hmm. Number four, rats can touch you. And if they don't touch you, the possibility of them touching you is like higher than anywhere else. So touching rats is not off the table either. And number five, if you're white, you'll probably get blamed for a black on Asian hate crime. They'll gaslight you and say Asian people are being attacked by white supremacists.
We have a white supremacist problem. And it's like, wow, who hit this woman? Ebony.
Yeah.
Ebony
Jaquan,
Johnson.
Ebony, Tyrone. All these white people can't stop attacking the Asians in fake gaslight New York land.
And for the record, my Ebony right there, Ebony Jackson, that was not made up. Police arrest woman accused of attacking Asian woman with hammer near Times Square. That was Ebony Jackson.
Just smash her in the head with a hammer.
Yeah.
Repeatedly. Then they'll say, oh, Asians are under attack. And then they'll say in like another sentence, kind of related, white supremacy is our biggest problem.
It's the Eric Andre meme. Why did white supremacy cause this?
And then every Muppet thinks they're connecting the dots and goes, oh, white supremacists are attacking Asians because they hate immigrants.
Yep.
Yeah.